The African International Film Festival 2017 absolutely left a mark. What happened? It's my responsibility to bring it to you. And of course, we also have Ogbonna. He's going to give us some really interesting tips. Gossip you don't want to miss. This is one episode I assure you, you can't afford to miss. It's EW, I'm Anthony, and I'll be right back. On E-Weekly Meets, we get to sit down with actor Ogbonna. Now, you need to listen to how he handles the babes and his wife. And that's a Herculean task. Ladies and gentlemen, sit back and enjoy this interview with Ogbonna.
Can you see the mark on my knee? Huh?
So let's talk about movies, right? That's your field, and because for me sometimes it's the juiciest part of these conversations because the audience, the fans get to see when life has become beautiful and you guys are popular and famous, and nobody really knows the trial day. So if you really want to share, you know, your early years in the business, how you got probably not picked for some auditions or how challenging, let's talk to us about that, which is something I think is interesting.
When I moved to Lagos in 2005, I was living with my auntie, and I don't know how to beg for things, and if I don't feel welcome in a place, I leave, you know. So I felt that sense of you know, me being a pest around, and I left the small bag. So I really didn't have a place to go. I was living on the streets. At that point, I just finished Amsterdam Water Box Office reality TV show, so I thought it was going to be very easy to just snap into the industry. But you made this producer, he's like, nah. You made that producer, he's like, nah, you know. And I just went into the streets. I met new friends. I slept in people's cars. There are times I didn't have a place to sleep. I'll go to a club, a nightclub, and pass the night, buy a bottle of Sprite, put some rocks in it, and hold it through the night, like smiling like all is good. And in the morning, I find my way to somewhere and any friend and just sleep for some few hours, and the hustle continues. So I lived that life for about 2 years or 3, you know, where things were really, really rough. And you would have modeling auditions and castings, and then you would, I don't have transport, so I call people to send me recharge cards, and you go to sell the recharge cards to those, what do you call them then?
Just make money.
The recharge card vendors. You sell it, if you send me a 1.5 recharge card, I'll sell it at 1.2 to make money and get there. In cases where I didn't have money, I would still find my way to get to the audition.
Okay. Now, can you recall what role? Was it a film? Was it television? Was it a music video? What was your breaker for you? What broke the jinx for you?
As an actor?
In the industry generally, was it modeling, was it acting? What put you there?
I started off as a model.
Yes.
And I think I did virtually every job. But thing is, being a model and a face around you, there's no money in the pocket. Yeah, the pay was really low, really low. You do a billboard and they're paying you 70K, 80K, and you have to manage that money for how long? And before you even make that money, it takes forever. The agents will still take that 30%. You know, so by that time you finish borrowing from Peter, Paul, Emeka, Judah, and Jonas, and by the time you pay them back, you're left with nothing. You know, so I was doing that for a minute, and at some point, you know, I went into club business with my friends, where we were late Akime, so rest in peace. We were managing the Thursday nights in the club, and we got money off percentage. So that was when life kicked in for me, because some nights you make as much as 5 million naira. When you get 10%, it's like 500K made in one night. So when you share with your friends, you feel like you made some money. It was weekly. Okay. So that was when I started finding my footing. Okay. And at that point, I moved out. I got my own space and tried to become a man on my own. But for movies, it all happened in one very funny way. You know, God makes things happen in particular ways to favor you. My being in the club made me meet Ruki Sanda. Oh yes. Because she came to club one night. She actually casted someone for a movie role, and the person didn't turn up. So she came to club to buy chicken outside the club, not to club. So I was outside trying to bring in friends, and she now saw, who is this fine boy? And then she was not like, she's a producer, actually, yeah, I know you. So she was like, she was producing the movie, and she wanted me to play a lead character in the movie. Exchanged contacts, and then I got on set to play this character. And when I got on set, I had cold feet. So I couldn't play that character, so I looked for a very cheap excuse. I lied and I left set. But then it almost seemed like being an actor was my call. Like
Okay.
I was destined to be an actor, because she called me again for the next movie and said that I must be in that movie, and if I wasn't in that movie, then she would delete my number and everything about me away. So I came to do that movie. That was Love Lawn. That was my first movie, and I had the six packs and tattoos and, you know, the dress sense, and the acting might not have been that good at that time.
Yeah.
But then so many female fans just jumped on me. You know, well, I like this guy, I like his tattoo. My followers moved up triple to what it was before, and you know, that was it for me.
Okay.
So it was now, it just came one call after the other, one call after the other. Then those my friends in the industry that now saw that I was now into the same business, that called me for movie roles. Iniedo called me for a movie or two. Elvis Chooks took it upon him to push me as far as possible.
Good.
So even when people were saying, "No, IK is not good at this, is not good at this," he always told me that, you know, I believe in you. I see something in you that nobody sees in you. So let's keep working, and very soon you will find your footing.
Okay.
And today, I thank God I've been nominated for virtually every award, and in every award platform out there.
Okay. Now, being a public figure, you obviously said you'd get people who criticize you. How do you deal with that? What is the worst thing someone has said about you?
I don't look at bad. I don't look at the word bad doesn't exist in my
Okay.
in my dictionary. You know, people only say things based on how they perceive life,
Okay.
or what they feel about you. And I feel that for someone to say something, be it negative or positive, you've given the person a reason to say that thing. You know, so for someone to say this, what reason did I give this person to say this? So I'm not thinking about what you said or how it should affect me. I'm thinking of what reason I gave you and how I should correct that reason I gave you.
Okay.
So I work hard in trying to correct myself. So criticism for me is a yardstick for correction. Yeah.
Okay. Now, knowing that you were also a favorite when it came to female appeal, do you think that worked for you, or do you think it was something else that really made you popular or successful in the film business?
Well, the truth is, you can't really point out a particular thing, because I had comments where people say they love me for my dress sense. I had comments where people say, "Oh my, I love your tattoo." Some people say they love my bald head. You know, so some people say that I love your skin. You know, so it's different things. You know, but personally, I want people to recognize me and see me as an actor, a true actor. So I went on research and training, personal training for myself. I took courses online. I watched videos on YouTube. There was this time I traveled to America, and oh yes, free Wi-Fi. So every single day I dedicated 2 hours to researching acting on YouTube.
Okay.
And I was there for 2 months. So for that 2 months, every single day I go on YouTube, I type acting classes, and different things just pop up. And you know how it is, when you watch something, you see a recommended video on there, so you click on that one, and that was it. And I used the mirror a lot to work on myself, and I came back, and the first movie I did got me the MVC nomination.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Good. Now, seeing your growth so far, right, and now you're going into the production business, do you think you will be able to handle production as good as you can act?
Well, they call it showbiz, right? And being an actor is the show, but the business part is making money out of every avenue that, you know, falls within your line of work.
Yes.
I'm still an actor, and that's my first calling, and always my first calling. I'll pick it over production any day, anytime.
Okay.
But I'm also a storyteller, and sometimes when I tell a story in my head, I want to, as much as possible, bring it to life, because it's different when you're a script writer. As a script writer, you write a story and anybody can change it or adjust it to whatever. But when you tell a story, it's like giving birth to something, and all you want to do is just watch that child grow. So I could go to any means to try and achieve it, as far as the means is good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I know most people in the entertainment business usually are very pleased with the female fans, you understand? And at one point you got married. Yes. Do you think you disconnected or you lost your female appeal?
Funny thing is, like, when I got married, I had 90,000 followers, and then today I have 250,000 followers.
Okay.
So I think it went up.
Okay.
So those girls that are coming out, I don't know how or why that happens. Like, girls come more at you when you're married than when you're single.
Okay.
And I'm still trying to understand why.
You tell us. You're in the situation now.
I don't know.
How do you deal with it?
I try not to open myself to all of that, so I don't get distracted. So I'm more about my work and my family. You know, some people come at you with all form of niceness, but the second you're trying to cross the line, I put you to check. I'm a very nice person. I'm very friendly. I like making friends and being free with my friends. And as far as my wife doesn't judge me, she doesn't judge me at all. She doesn't condemn me. she's a human. She will get jealous at some point, but she has her jealousy in check. All I live for is to make her happy.
Okay.
And she shows it in different ways that all she wants is to make me happy. So sometimes when we're trying to get into all those negative vibes, I just tell her I'm not happy. And then she's like, oh, that means I'm failing in my work, right? Because on the first day we got together, I told her that your number one duty as my wife is to make me happy. And my number one duty as your husband is to make you happy. The time she was robbed was when she didn't see me for like 3 weeks straight. And then I was coming in from Enugu and going straight to Festac to film. So I told her, okay, you know what, why don't you just come and stay with me in Festac and just stay in the hotels. When I come back from filming, I can be with you guys. And that was when she was robbed, you know, and I felt really bad about it. So it's sacrifices that we have to make, you know, for love that we have for each other. And she met me as an actor.
Okay.
So she was ready for all of this. She saw all of this coming. Yeah.
Now, your wife, is she comfortable with intimate, you know, sensual scenes? If you have to make out or get very romantic with a female or opposite sex in the movie, is she comfortable with that?
Well, truth is my wife is very understanding. Okay. That's why I always say I give her all the praise, you know, because I don't know how I would have taken it if tables were turned. That's the honest truth. And I get most of the lover boy role a lot more than any other role, you know. So in 10 scripts, 8 of them demand me to get intimate with someone. But the thing is, in production, you have over 15 people behind the camera, or even 20 sometimes. So whatever is happening on set, you don't feel it. You're just trying to express and, as much as possible, tell that story in the best way possible. You know, you finish having a sensual scene right now, the next second your cash is into somewhere else. So, you know, it means nothing. But for my wife, she's human, so I try as much as possible to advise her, oh, this movie, don't watch it. You know, that one, don't watch it. So there are times when I know I have to be out for some time. I would go on Africa Magic, the PVR decoder. I would search all the shows, everything showing, and when I see it in my movies, I'm like, okay, babes, come. She's like, what's up? I'm like, yeah, see, this particular movie, don't watch it. You can watch this one, but you cannot watch that one. You know, and she tries not to feed her eyes with anything that will hurt her, so she won't even go there.
Dad, we didn't know you were here.
We remember our humble beginnings, bringing quality entertainment to our viewers, and we decided to break new grounds, distribute our resources to garner experience, which led us to house our various assets and contribute to improving the lifestyle of every Nigerian. We have a center for entertainment, and even real estate isn't beyond our conquest. Our pride can be found in our machismo and our devotion to family values. This and many more is the secret to our success, and we ask you to join us as we soar beyond the stars. Silverbird.
The film business in Nigeria is beginning to attract major investors, and we have loads of film festivals in the country. African International Film Festival 2017, AFRIFF drew major players in the business. We're on the red carpet. Enjoy this.
The impact of AFRIFF, as you can see, this is a celebration of film, cinema, art, you know, and it's not something that is all about just Nigerians, but it's about African cinema and to the rest of the world.
Like every other award or festival, you want to compete. You want to see other movies from around the world. And I think one of the beautiful things about AFRIFF is it attracts the best from Africa, from around the world. So naturally, your movies are going to compete. So across the board, actors, you know, behind the gaffers, everyone wants to see movies from around the world, especially from around Africa.
Well, I think it's giving the younger ones a big chance, and short movies are beginning to create the foundation for which you can do a very beautiful feature movie. And because of that, I feel proud of that because my son is involved as well.
It's my first time to Nigeria and I'm completely outstanded by the level of enthusiasm and energy that there is for, first of all, Nollywood is enormous, but AFRIFF represents a new kind of Nigerian cinema. Taking over, cinemas all over the city, we've seen so many incredible stories. And I think what's very exciting is that the industry as a whole, globally, is in a major shift. And the opportunity for storytelling is so here in Africa.
Seeing people who I met years ago who just got into the film industry, and people who were already established in the film industry because of the collaborations, the networking that went on during these festivals, their careers have gone haywire.
It's an international film festival and it's for Africa, so of course all Africans are indeed part of it, and of course the rest of the world. So it speaks a lot that it's in Nigeria.
AFRIFF has done such a great job making sure that African films are noted across the globe, not just in Africa. For a long time we didn't have film festivals like AFRIFF. We didn't have award shows that were this credible. So AFRIFF has done a lot, and a lot more is coming.
A lot of people have been trained through AFRIFF, through the festival process. A lot of people have been rewarded through the platform, and a lot of new buzz, is being created within the industry because of AFRIFF.
No, sack me for what?
Why would she sack you? 3 years the boys have been failing down. Kilo day.
I think.
Activities have hit top gear as the contestants for this year's Miss World competition have taken on a series of grooming events ahead of the finale. Also on the list is the recently held fun-filled day at the Chimlong Parade, which showcased the best of national costumes. Nigeria's representative Ugochi Ihezue showcased the nation's coat of arms with her colorful outfit. Fans have been advised to vote for her by logging on to the Miss World site, click on to the contestant, sign up, then sign in after verification, then click on Nigeria/Ugochi Ihezue to vote. The 67th edition of the Miss World pageant will be held on the 18th of this month at the Sanya City Arena in Sanya, China. Though the music business might seem challenging for some females in the country, songstress Nene Ola has shown she's unstoppable as she reveals her unique style of music has found its way to major charts and favorable sales. She spoke at a press gathering to unveil her album release dates.
When I started out, I had limited funds. It's not like I'm a billionaire now, but at least it's a lot better than when I started out, because I remember dropping my debut single Ibadi. I didn't have enough money to shoot a video. It took months before I could shoot it, and that was my major challenge.
Nene Ola goes on to describe her art as one that is designed to stand the test of time.
You need good management, you need funds, you need to work hard, you need to persevere. Because just don't think that you stepping, even if you have a very good song, don't think that you drop it and it will blow immediately and then you're blown. You know how we say it here, but no, it doesn't work that way. Just give it time, and at the right time, God won't desert you.
Nene Ola is responsible for several hits, including Maradona and her latest single titled Sika. Her debut album is titled This Is Me. It's a wrap on this exciting journey. I can't wait to see you next week. But before I leave, I must thank the management of Sappers Waterfront Lounge, Bonnie Camp in Victoria Island for giving us this lovely space for today's shoot. And the controversial stories, I know the juicy gossip. Okay, Trendy's E-Weekly, our last segment for this episode. And of course, before I leave, I have an exciting package for you. It's from amazing dancer, Senator Adeleke. Take it away.
What is it? Can't you use condom if you can't stay? If you can't abstain, is condom useless to something bad? This is why I told you that before the orgasm conference, I am going to get a whole tank full of condom and I'm going to force it into the backs of women in this country. Maybe that will help.
Wow, it's really hot in here for popular Gollywood actress Yvonne Nelson as she gets too hot a blast from a counselor who thinks unmarried Miss Nelson should not be celebrating the birth of a child. But she'll be hiding her face in shame for daring to even do so. Hear the controversial relationship counselor Cyril George Lutherot, who also called her and her child some nasty names.
That if Yvonne Nelson gets a child out of this business, what I will say to her, she will never be forgiven till the world will come to an end because she has disgraced me.
So why, Yvonne Nelson, why? For allegedly calling Techno a duckhead, the singer has taken the same online route to call Dami Crane it. Mind you, not he or him, but it. That is trying too hard. Phew. Phew. Well, what could have caused this online beef to escalate to this name calling? If you may recall, Dami Crane had earlier posted, "Duckhead, always parking people's cars in his compound to deceive fans abi, na promo, because Runtown get Lambo, go and buy a house." Well, we are keeping our fingers crossed and our ears craned as the beef goes techno. If information reaching us is anything to go by, lawyers to Mr. 2K may have told him it's okay to squeeze 500 million naira out of the management of a highbrow hotel in Victoria Island, Lagos, as medical bills and losses he incurred after the robbery. He posted pictures of his black and blue face and he claims to have lost valuable items worth 500 million naira. Who knows? Davido's 30 billion in the account may be the inspiration behind the lawsuit. Who knows? Nigerian artist Davido, who featured Meek Mill on the single Fans Me, has taken to social media to lapun fans and friends for abandoning Meek Mill in court as he faces 2 to 4 year term in prison. Listen to Davido. Crazy how Meek Mill in the club with 100 niggas but walks into that courtroom alone. Says a lot about life, but come to think of it, what stops Davido from following his friend to court? Or is he a fair weather friend too? While a section of the society is embroiled in the raging controversy to tight or not too tight, well, our flamboyant man of the pulpit, Pastor Chris Okotie, has added another wonder on the wheels to his ever-expanding garage of exotic cars. Yes, so he's just shelled out tens of millions of naira to gift himself a luxurious Rolls Royce. Some pastors sure do know how to roll now, but don't come telling us how life has been tight for you to tithe and not to tithe. That's the question, and that's a wrap on this segment of Trenders.
Ìdáná lókè!
Senator, it doesn't mean that you have to frown face. There is time for everything. There's time to dance. There's time to enjoy. There's time to face your job. You know, it's all like that. So when it's time for me to dance, I love dancing. I will dance. When it's time for me to face my job, I face my job. But most Nigerians, they don't understand that. If it's in America, they will appreciate me. President Obama, he dance. Everybody dance. They have their time to dance. You know, so